Hi, folks. This is Don and Linda up in New Hampshire with the North Country Fishing Report. And one of the things that I wanted to pass on to you today is we talk so much about our bass tournaments and how fabulous they've been, and they've put our name on the map, and they're allowing people to come from all over to visit our area. Well, we had this woman come in to our booth, and she had her service dog with her. It was a beautiful yellow lab, and that was her life, this dog. Mm-hmm. Probably, sometimes we don't realize the role that service dogs play with veterans that have gone through more than we can ever imagine.
Yes.
And one of the things that was interesting is she came into our booth. She says, now this is her. I'm not saying this is great or not great, but this was interesting. She says, I'm sick of bass. She says, all I ever hear people want to do is catch bass. She says, I want to catch something else. And she said, I would really like to be able to catch a steelhead. Do you have steelhead up there where you are? And I says, well, we have wonderful steelhead fishing in the Salmon River a bit south of where we are. And she says, I just wish there was somebody that could help me do this. And I thought immediately, all the times on the radio that I talk about my buddy Rocky that gives me information on the Salmon River. So I call him up and I say, Rocky, I have a woman here that has served our country, and she has a service dog, and she would love to be able to catch a steelhead. Would you be able to teach her and show her and take her out? And immediately he says, when would she want to go? So I went and found her again along the aisle because she had left our booth after that. And I said, I have Rocky on the phone, so come on back. And they talked, and he's arranged to take her out in April. But I think this is something that this beckons thought in a lot of ways. So often Linda and I talk about the soldiers and the Marines and their families that we try to service through fishing. But this isn't what I wanted to really mention here. I wanted to mention the fact that, a lot of times people think the world comes and goes and ends and surrounded by bass. And there were a lot of people that we talked to this week that didn't feel the same way. They can catch bass in New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. You can catch bass in a lot of states, not the monsters that we have. But they're interesting, but they can't catch walleyes like what we have, and they can't catch some of the big northern pike that we have. And we have so much else,
Or the muskies?
Well, yeah, of course, the muskies. And that became something that some of these people really wanted to step into, having a chance to do that. But I think the important thing is the fact that the world doesn't rise and fall with bass. I know a lot of you listening, that's what we think of all the time, but there's a lot more to fishing than just the glory of the species.
Absolutely.
It's what really matters to people.
Yes. So if we can cater to those who might want to catch other fish, I think we're doing something right.
Yes. Until next time, this is Don and Linda with the North Country Fishing Report.